Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be learning how to use components and variants in Figma. So in this example here, we're going to learn how we can actually transform our design. If you're still not subscribed to my channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button. To get started, let's click on the community icon here. Once you open that, type view search. Once you search that, select the second item here. After that, click on open in Figma. This is going to open the file in Figma. So now from the icons, we can skip and select variants here. Now I want to select this essentials and then Ctrl C to copy that, and I'm going to bring that to our project here. We can go ahead and select this page and then add a new page here, which is our icons here. And I'm going to paste that here. Then we can go back to our page 1 for our design. The first thing to do here is I'm going to add a button. So this button, I'm going to add a text called download, and I'm going to zoom in so that we can see. Right now, I think I have some default settings here. I'm going to change this to auto here. So if yours is not auto, you can change that to auto. So let's add the auto layout by pressing Shift A. After that, we can increase this margin at the top and bottom to 16. So left and right, we can make that 30. Now, let's add a fill to this. Let's change the color of the fill. I'm going to select this blue, so I'm going to pick somewhere in between here, and I'm going to set that to somewhere here. Now, I'm going to change this to Futura here. That's my text here. I'm using Futura. Then I should be able to change this. If you don't have Futura, you can pick any other one. So here, let's change that to white. After having this, we can now select this and convert that to a component. To do that, I'm going to select this icon here. After you must have done that, the components have some properties that we can use. So on the right hand side, while selecting the component, you're going to see the properties. Click on the plus sign. We are going to start with the text. So here I'm going to add my input. So the default value should be downloads with S. So I'm going to create this property here. So now you see this have a property that is not in use. So to apply that, I'm going to select this text here, scroll down here where I'm having this text, click on this, and you will see the input we created. See, now it has changed to download. So let's click back on the component that is for the text. We are going to add a new property here. This one is going to be instant swap, and I'm going to call this icon left here. So we can now select this, and then for the icons we added, we can now have access to these icons. So I can click on this add cycle, which will be my default item, then create property. Now you see we don't have that here. So to add that to our project, I'm going to now click on the icons here, maybe copy one of this, let's say C, grab this, come in here and then paste that here. Select the frame and then paste it in here. So let's drag this to the left. Now to apply the property we've created earlier, I'm going to, on the right hand side, select this frame and then this here. You see it's giving us this, that this has not been used. So I'm going to select this icon that I copied earlier, select this icon here, then you see icon left. We're going to apply that. So it's going to change the default one we've set earlier. So scroll down here where we are having the selection color, click on this and change that to white. So now you can easily change the icons here because it's a property. We can now change that to whichever one we want. So now I can just click on this because we already have the icon pack. So the setback is you just have to keep changing the color for this because we have a lot of them. The next thing we want to do now here is the boolean. So now we're going to add another property here, the boolean. So we said visible icon left. So I'm going to add the letter I here, visible icon left, so true. After creating that, in here you see it's not in use. So now to apply this, I'm going to select this item here. So scroll down here and we are going to select this where we have the layer visible icon left. So now for us to actually test that, I will have to click on the assets and then my page one here, then drag this button and then drop it here. So if I want to turn off this button, all I need to do is to do this, and you see the button is gone. If I select this, it brings back the button. Then for the last item, the last property of our component is the variant. So I'm going to select this here and then let's add a new property here, which is variant. This is useful when it comes to prototyping, so I'm just going to drag that here. So let's drag this here. So I can now select this and add a new variant here. So this is an instance, so drag that here. So let's click back on the layer. So we're going to change the color of this a little so that we can prototype this. Here, I'm going to click this and we're going to make this a bit darker. Here, somewhere here. So now I'm going to click on this to close this. Then let's click on the prototype here. Now I'm going to click on this and then drag this here. So the effect I want here is we want to change to that, but then it should be while the user is hovering. Then we want to switch to the second instance. We can animate it, but I'll just leave this here since it's basic. So now I can now create a frame, a small frame here. Let's create a tiny frame. I'll go back to design and then maybe change the color to something a bit darker here. So I'm going to drag this and then drop this here. So I'm going to use the shift and then the space bar. Let's see if we have that effect. So now if I hover over this, you notice there is an effect. So this is how you can use the variant. So now I can come in here and then select this and then drag this item here. So now we can just right click and then detach this instance here. I'm going to detach instance. So let's click on the layer. You see this is just a normal button. So we can convert this to a component. Once I've done that, I'm going to use a naming convention here. So this is going to be btn/blue/sharp. So what I've done here is I've added some properties to this, but for us to see these properties, I will click on this variant here. I want to create a variation for this. So since the first one is sharp, this one I'm going to rename the second property to pale. So you see I have two properties here by just naming it the way I did. So for us to make that pale, I'm going to select this, come in here, and I'll say 56 divided by 2. You see I have the pale here. So I'm going to select this, add another variant here. So now you see I have another. So this is going to be 4. So here select this and we change the border radius to 4. So now if I come in here, so I can drag this here. So now once I drag this here, now we can select this properties here, sharp. I can have peel, I can select this to 4, and this is how you can use the variant in your project. So you can go through this design over and over again. It's very simple. Once you understand this, you can play with the variant. If you're still not subscribed to my channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button and leave a thumbs up.